Hello children, I hope all are fine and safe. All would have enjoyed your vacation a lot. Yes children, so you would have enjoyed your vacation. You would have watched many movies. Yes, you would have played. You would have found many new games. Yes children, but now it's the time that we are coming back to our studies. So you have enjoyed a lot. Now it's the time to give, or it's time to focus on your studies. So now you have to balance your studies and your games. So you have to play while you play, and you have to work while you work. So balance your work and start back with your studies. So how are you going to do? What are you going to do? You are going to study with full pack of energy. You are going to put all your energy for your studies, and you are going to work with your academics. So let's start with our maths class today. So we are going to start our maths class, and today we are going to see the first lesson from your book. What is the first lesson? Yes, the first lesson is set language. I hope you have all the books with you. So now you are going to take your mathematics books. Take your mathematics books, children. Take your textbook, and you have been given with you have two plain notes over there. Yes children, you have many plain notes. You have to just take two plain note for your maths. So take two. You just keep a separate note for maths. You can just write your name, write your class, write the subject, and keep your maths classworks ready. So for maths you are going to use two books. We have given you two books for maths. So use it properly. So do not use both the books together. First use one note, and after it has been after you get all the pages finished, you can use the second note for your maths. Are you clear children? So now you have to take your textbook and keep it ready with you. Is the book ready? Have you taken your book? Okay, done. Okay, and keep your classworks ready. Okay, have you taken your maths classwork? Good? Okay. So just keep your books and notes ready. And now let's start with our maths class. So this is the first class. So let's enjoy our class. Not only you have to enjoy your first class, you have to enjoy all your classes, and you are going to study it properly. Okay. So we are going to see the first lesson, that is set language. Now this is a new term that you are learning. We have not seen about sets in the previous classes. So this is a new thing. So understand this topic, and this topic is very, very important, since we have the set in class 10. You have to study this in your class 11 also. So it's a continuation. When you go for higher studies also, if you go for your post graduation, if you go for MSc, if you go for BSc, you have all the continuation of set. So what are you going to do here? You are going to study the basic knowledge. You are going to get a basic knowledge of set. So understand the topic clearly. We are going to go very slow, so understand everything properly. If you have any doubt, you can clarify your doubt with us. Okay children, shall we start the class? Yes, I hope all are eager to go for the class. So let's start our class. So under set language, first of all, we are going to study what is a set. Okay, listen to me carefully. I'll just explain to you first what are the definitions, and then later on I'll give you time to write down the points. You have to take down the point in your classwork. Okay children? So let's study what is a set. Okay, now set is a language which is used in mathematics. Okay, one of the language used in our mathematics. Okay, what is the actual definition of set? Set, it is a collection of well-defined objects. See the definition for sets? Set is a collection of well-defined objects. What is the collection of well-defined object? You may have a confusion. What do we mean by collection of well-defined object? Okay, I'll explain you the set with the help of some examples. I'll give you some examples children. Listen to the example. If you have, I take one example over here. I say the collection of all books in a library. Okay, this is a statement. What is the statement given? Say the statement along with me. the collection of all books in a library. Okay, now let's check whether the statement is well defined. Well defined means what? It is applicable, that I can count the collection of all the books in a library. So I can count all the books in a library, or we can have the details of all the books in a library. So we can say the given statement is a set. So how you write? The statement is well defined. Yeah, because I can find out the number of books in a library, or I can collect all the details about the books in a library. So the statement is well defined. Therefore, or you can say the statement is a set, or it is a set. Clear, children? So what is the meaning of set? Set is a collection of well-defined object. So what are the example we have seen? We have seen the example, the collection of all books in a library. So what's that? Here we can say the statement is well defined and it is a set. Okay, let us consider one more example. The colors, or you can say the collection of all the colors in a rainbow. The collection of all the colors in a rainbow. Can you tell me how many colors are there in a rainbow? Yes, totally 7 colors are there. Very good. Can you give me the name of 7 colors? Yes. What is that? VIBGYOR. We have to use a short code for the colors in a rainbow. What are the code of color in rainbow? It's VIBGYOR. VIBGYOR. See here, children. This is the short code that is used for writing the colors of the rainbow. What does V stands for? V stands for violet. What does I stand for? Indigo. Yes, then B stands for blue. Good. G, green. Yes. Y, yellow. O, orange. And R, it's red. So totally how many colors do you have in a rainbow? We have totally 7 colors. And what is the short code for writing the colors of a rainbow? It's VIBGYOR. VIBGYOR. Remember this, children, okay? Okay, now just let's come and let's check whether the statement is a set or not. The collection of all the colors, yes. Can we, what is that? Is the statement well defined? Yes, the statement is well defined because I can identify or I can find out all the colors in the rainbow. So you say the statement is well defined. Therefore, it is a set. So we can find out all the colors in the rainbow. We can count all the colors in a rainbow. So say the statement is well defined. Okay, done. So what is the next step? Therefore, it is a set. Are you clear with the statement, children? So what is the definition for set? Let's see again the definition for set. So definition for set is, it is a collection of well-defined objects. So very, very easy definition. So learn the definition. Set is a collection of well-defined object. Okay, now let's take some example which is not a set. Okay, I'll give you some 2 more examples so that you get a clear idea of what is a set and what is not a set. So let's have one more example. I'll just take the same statement, but I'll just add some more details over there. The collection of all good books in a library. The collection of all good books in a library. Okay, what do you feel about this statement, children? Is it well defined? No, it's not well defined. Can you say how? Yes, because if I talk about a particular book, I may feel the book is good. I may feel the book is of good content. I may feel the book is of good knowledge. I may feel the book has a lot of information. But you may feel, oh, it's boring. Oh, there is no matter in this book. Yes. So what happens? The view or the thinking about the book differs. I may think in a different manner. You may think in a different manner. So what happens? The statement is not well defined. So I'll be writing over here. the statement is not well defined. So what will be the answer, children? Therefore, it is not a set. Is it clear, children? See, here we cannot change the colors. Yes, according to you, the color is going to be Vibgyor, and according to me, the color is going to be Vibgyor. So there will be no change in the collection of colors. But in case of a good book, your view and my view may change, or it may be varying. So we say the statement is not well defined and it is not a set. I hope you people are clear with the difference of how to find whether the statement is defined and not defined. Okay, children, let's have one more example and we'll go to the next topic. So the collection of, I'll rub this part. Okay, so let's have one more example. If I say the collection of best players, the collection of best players in the Indian team. Yes. So, what about the statement, children? What about the collection of best players in the Indian team? Is the statement well defined? No, because again, the question is the collection of best players. Best players means I may feel, oh, he is the best player. I may feel MS Dhoni is the best player. I may feel Yuvraj Singh is the best player in our Indian cricket team. Okay, I'll just put here cricket team so that you may focus on all the cricket players. Okay, so I may feel, okay, Virat Kohli is the best player. But there may be some person who say, oh, okay, not so good. Yes. So it differs according to the different people. I may have a different view about Virat Kohli, you may have a different view about Virat Kohli, you may think, oh, he is a good batsman, you may say he is a good bowler. So your view and my view is totally different. So what you have to say? The statement is not well defined. So what will be the answer? Therefore, it is not a set. Are you clear with the set, children? I hope it's clear, yes? So if the statement never changes, or if the statement is true for all the person, you have to say that it is well defined. Okay, if I say, okay, all the colors, so you have to say, yes, of course there are 7 colors. I will also say it is having 7 colors. So you also cannot change the statement, and I may also be not able to change the statement. So it is well defined. In sum number 4, like if in example 4, your view and my view may vary, or it may change. So that type of statement is not defined, and you have to say that it is not a set. I hope you are clear with the definition of set. Let's have again a glance of what is a set. Can you give me the definition, children? Yes. What is the definition for set? Set is a collection of well-defined objects. Or you can just say a set is a well-defined collection of, yes, collection of well-defined objects, or you can say a well-defined collection of objects, one and the same. Is it clear? Okay, so now what are you going to do is, you are going to take your maths classwork. Take your maths classwork. Take your classwork. Write on today's date. You know how you write the data, so just you have to draw a margin always. Whenever you use your classwork, if your classwork, you have to draw a margin over here and a small line over there. This is for a rough work. So use the page properly. So suppose you have a book. So your book will be like this. A rough column, this is a margin, and this is rough column. If we have any rough works or any calculations to be done, we will do the calculation in the rough column. So don't do very big. Just draw a small margin, and margin can be small because only we have to write down here the question numbers and all the details. So question details will be here. So small line is enough, and here also just put a small line. And we are going to use the central part of our page. So put today's date and write the day. Okay. Now write down here lesson number 1. Put your set language. I hope you are clear how to present your classwork. So write date, day, write down lesson number 1, set language, okay? And now you are going to start from the, just leave a small line, just leave one line, enough. One line, you know, one line means you may ask, ma'am, there is no line and you are saying to leave one line. You have to imagine there is a line. So if you have a line, just think of, just leave one finger space and start the next point. Shall we start? I hope you are ready with your margins and all your columns and all the dates and the days. Yes, children? Lesson number, lesson name. Okay. So now let's write down the definition of set. Okay. So we'll write lesson number 1, set language. So give here points to remember. Give the heading points to remember. So this points to remember is important. You may be asked a fill up or true or false from this points. So you have to remember, you have to memorize your points, you have to study and you have to thorough your points. So have you given a heading points to remember? Yes. Okay. Now let's go for the first point, that is sets. Write number 1, set. Write on the definition for set. A set is a well-defined, you have to write down along with me, children. Do not waste your time. You have to complete your work along with me. So write down the definition. Set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. Okay, first point, done. Have you taken on the point? Okay. Write down an example here. The collection of all colors in a rainbow. Okay, write down the example. One example, I have given you one example there. The collection of, EG means example, okay children? The collection of all colors in a rainbow. Have you taken on the first definition? Okay, good. Now let's go for the second definition, or we'll write the second point. Write on the second point. The objects of a set. The objects of a set are called its members or elements. The objects of set are called its members or elements. So I'll explain to you what do you mean by members and sets. So write down the definition. The objects of a set are called its members or elements. Okay, let's have a small example and I'll tell you what is that objects or what is that members and elements and all. So all this is new term for you, yes children? So you are all learning this for a new time. So let's understand the concept first and then we go with the exercise part. Now here see children, so I'll just take the same example, then I'll give you one more example so that you get a concrete idea of what are members and elements. Okay, let's see, take the statement, the collection of all the colors in a rainbow. Suppose we have a statement, the collection of all colors in a rainbow. Okay, you know the answers for it, yes children? What are the answers? What are the colors over here? Yes, so you have to write down here A is equal to, the answer part will be written in the form of a set, that is, this is called a set. You have to give a name as A, and whatever answers we have, that you have to put in a brace bracket. This bracket is called as brace, B-R-A-C-E, brace bracket, or you call it as curly bracket. A opening bracket and a close bracket. You have to close in this manner. So you have studied different types of brackets, yes children? So one is brace, and the brace bracket is used in a set. And you have a round bracket. Have you seen this bracket? Yes, we mostly use this bracket when we simplify the sums. So this is called a round bracket. and we have a square bracket. Yes? Yes, all you have seen in your previous classes. So what are the bracket we are going to use? We are going to use a curly bracket or a brace bracket. So A is equal to, let us write down all the colors that is present in a rainbow. Yes, what is that? I have told you the code. What is the code, children? Very good. It's V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. VIBGYOR. What's that? VIBGYOR. So what is the answer? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Okay, so now what are these? The objects of a set are called its members or elements. So these are all members of sets. What is that? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red are the member of which set? It's of members of set A. And what is set A? Set A is a collection of all colors. So A is collection of all the colors. And what are they? Who are they? They are the members of A. Or we can call them as elements of A. Are you clear, children? Okay, let me have one more example. I'll give you one more example. Okay. The collection of all vowels in English alphabet. The collection of all vowels in English alphabet. Okay, what are the vowels? I see here I have taken the name of the set as A. I can give any name, but the only thing you have to remember is we have to use a capital letter. Okay, do not use small letter. We mostly define the set using a capital letter. Are you clear, children? Which type of letter? We have to use a capital letter. Okay, let's write down. I'll give you another name. I'll just give as B. Okay, now we are going to write down all the vowels in English alphabet. Yes, what are the vowels, children? You would have studied in your lower classes. Yes, we are just coming with the help of vowels. We are learning the vowels from our KG. Yes, LKG, UKG and all we are studying. Okay, let's recollect the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Good. So let's write down here. It's A, E, I, O, U. So what are these? So A, E, I, O, U. They are the members or they are the elements of what set? Of set B. And what is B? B is a collection of all vowels in English alphabet. I hope you are clear. And how are you going to present the set? We are going to present the set using a capital letter and the members are written inside the brace bracket. Okay, this is a brace bracket. Clear, children? Okay, so have you taken on the second point? Right on the second point? So I'll just write on the example here. So example, I'll just follow the same. I'll write the elements for the previous example. So violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. And complete the brace bracket. RED, red. Okay. Taken down. Okay. Now write on the next point. Now let's go for the third point. Third one is representation of a set. How can we represent? Representation of a set means what? Representing, writing. How are we going to write a set? We can write the set in 3 different forms. So I'll tell you what are they. So give the heading, representation of a set. The first one is descriptive form. What is the first way of writing a set? Descriptive form. You write all the different forms. I'll explain to you about the different forms in detail in the next point. I'll give you the definition for it and I'll give you the example so that you will be clear with the different representations. Okay, children? Okay. So descriptive form. The next one is roster form. Right on. Have you taken the first form? descriptive form. Second one you write set builder form or rule form. Set builder form or rule form. Okay, this is second representation of set. And the third one is roster form. Roster form or tabular form. Right. Set builder form or rule form, roster form or tabular form. So what are the three different ways of representing a set? The first one is descriptive form. The second one is set builder form, or you can call it rule form. And the third one is roster form or tabular form. Take down the points. Okay, so now we are going to see the first form. Let's write down the fourth point as the explanation for descriptive form. Descriptive form. You have to maintain your classworks neatly, so write your classworks. There is to write all the statements and definitions neatly, children. Write neatly. Okay, descriptive form. In descriptive form, a set is described in words. In descriptive form, a set is described in words. Okay. Described in words. Words. See here. This is an example of descriptive form. The collection of all colors in a rainbow. The collection of all players in Indian team. The collection of all the rivers in India. The collection of all mountains in India. The collection of the different countries in the world. The collection of all great leaders. Great leaders will be not a proper statement. You can say the collection of all leaders in our country. The collection of all teachers in our school. The collection of all friends. The collection of all the flowers in Ooty. The collection of all, yeah, you are giving so many of examples. Very good. The collection of all trees in your garden. Yes, the collection of all trees in my garden. The collection of all members in our family. Yes, so we can go on writing. So that when you write the set in terms of words, okay, like you are using a words to express a set, it is called as descriptive form. I'll just have a small example. Okay, you can write your own example. It's your wish. You can change, you can write whatever statement you feel, but write a proper statement. Okay, do not write well-defined. So you have to write a well-defined. Okay, so I'll take here the collection of all. Yes, give the collection of all flowers in a garden. Don't write good flowers, okay? When you write good flowers, everything goes wrong because it changes. If good flowers means it is not a well-defined part. So collection of all flowers in a garden. So this is a well-defined statement, okay? In a garden, you have a garden over there. So you are going to see the different flowers in that garden. So we can say that is a set. Okay. So descriptive form. So what is the meaning of descriptive form? A set is described in words. The collection of all flowers in a garden. Okay, so that is the first part. That is the first form of representing a set. What is the first form? Descriptive form. So what is descriptive? When you write a set in words. Let's go for the next form. The next one is set builder form or rule form. Are you taking the points along with me, children? You have to write down the points along with me. Do not waste your time. This is point number 5. Set builder form or rule form. In set builder form, all the elements are described by a rule. All the elements are described by a rule. In the previous case, it was described in words. Here, how it is described? By a rule. I'll give you an example here. Okay, write down. So what is that? See, I have given you two examples here because this is a new notation you are studying over here. A, let's see how to read this first of all. A is equal to, what is the name of the set taken here? It's taken as A. So how are you going to read it? A is equal to X such that. Yes, it's read as such that. Two dots. Okay, children, don't read as colon. It's not a colon. When you use it in a set, it is such that. So how to read it? X such that X is a prime number. See? The different ways. In there, how you wrote the collection of all flowers, like that we were writing. Now, how you are going to write? You are going to write a rule. What is a rule? How is X? X is a prime number. X such that X is a prime number. Okay, done. What is the next thing? Again, I am giving you one more example. Prime numbers means you can go on listing all the prime numbers. It may be 2, 3, 5, 7. Yes, prime numbers. We have studied about prime numbers. Yes, children? Numbers which have the factor 1 and itself. Like 2. What are the factors of 2? 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. So this is a prime number. What about 3? 1 and 3. So prime number. What about 5? 1 and 5. So prime number. What about 4? It's 1. 4 goes in the table of 1. It goes in the table of 2. It goes in the table of 4. So it is having more than 2 factors. So you call it as composite number. So be careful. So whatever, everything is a relation. So you have to study everything. So what is the prime number? It has 1 and the number itself as factors. And what about composite? More than 2 factors. Okay, children? So composite number. I'll give you the definition so that it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so what we have taken here, A is equal to, how to read it? X such that X is a prime number. Clear? Okay. Now, one more example. What is the next example given? B is equal to X such that X is a consonant in English alphabet. You know that English alphabet combines, or it's made of vowels and consonants. What are the consonants? The left out, if you remove the vowels and whatever alphabets are left out, that is the consonant. Like B, C, D, F, G, H. I is a vowel, so I will not be a consonant. So it goes on, yes. So X such that, how to read again? See, this and this reads the same. So 2 dots such that, a line such that. So B is equal to X such that X is a consonant in English alphabet. I hope you are clear with the definition, children. Okay, so what is a set builder form or rule form? A set builder form, all the elements are described by a rule. So you have to write using a rule, and whenever you are writing a rule, you have to put a colon there. Such that, such that. Are you getting the point? Okay. Let's come to point number 6. The last representation, that is roster form or tabular form. Roster form or tabular form. A set can be described. A set can be described by listing all the elements. A set can be described by listing all the elements of the set. Example, I hope you are clear with this example. Yes, children, what was the example? You have read all the members. Yes, we can give A, E, I, O, U. What are they? Yes, they are the vowels in English alphabet. So this type of writing is called as roster or tabular form. You can give A, B, we can use the one letter, new letter C. So roster form, a set can be described by listing all the elements of a set. Example, C is equal to A, E, I, O, U. Clear? Okay, done. So we have seen all the different forms of representation of a set. What is the first form? Descriptive form. What do you mean by descriptive form? Writing the set in words, like a statement, like you write your question answer, like a statement. Okay. The next one is set builder form or rule form. What do you mean by set builder form or rule form? If you are writing the element by a rule, you are using a rule over there. Rule means you have to put there such that. The such that comes. Whenever that such that comes, it means that is under the rule form or a set builder form. Okay. The next one is roster form or a tabular form. What is that? When you write all the elements of a set, it is a roster form. I have given you an example. What is the example given to you? A, E, I, O, U. Clear, children? Okay, done. So we have written. So now 2 more points and then we continue with our exercise. Let's write out the definition for a prime number and a composite number. That's we need the definition so that we can apply in our exercises, which is not in a book. The definition for prime numbers and composite numbers are not given in a book, but we have studied in our lower classes. Yes, children? So let's have a definition. Prime numbers. Numbers having the factors 1 and itself are called prime numbers. So what will be the factors for prime numbers? 1 and itself. Write down the definitions. Next. Composite numbers. Composite numbers. Numbers having more than 2 factors. Numbers having more than 2 factors are called composite numbers. Numbers having more than 2 factors are called composite numbers, and numbers having the factor 1 and itself are called prime numbers. I'll give you example here. Give the example. We have 2, 3 and so on. I'm just giving 2 examples. I can go on writing as many prime numbers, and here also you can give some examples for composite numbers like 4, 6, 8. Okay. Just few examples. I'm not just saying that only these numbers are prime numbers. These are just a few collection of prime numbers, a few collection of composite numbers. So listen to the statement carefully. Just a small collection. Have you taken down the prime numbers, children? Yes. Numbers having the factors 1 and itself. Already I have explained you some points. Yes. So 2. 2 means it goes in the table of 1 and 2 alone. 3 means it goes in the table of 1 and 3 alone. 5, 1 and 5 alone. 11, 5 and 11, that is 1 and 11 alone. 7, 1 and 7 alone. So like that. So this type of numbers, that is that factors are 1 and itself. Itself means for 2 you have the same factor. For 3 you have the same factor. So such numbers are called as prime numbers. Composite numbers having more than 2 factors. What is that? Like say 4, you have 6, 8, 10. 1, it goes the table of 1, it goes the table of 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 4, 8. So it goes on, yes. So having more than 2 factors, the numbers having more than 2 factors are called composite numbers. I hope you are clear with the definition of prime numbers and composite numbers. Yes, children? Okay. Have you taken on the definitions? Write on the definitions. I have given you some examples so that you will be cleared with the definitions. Okay, now we are going to start with our exercise. So just continue. No need to take a new page. You can just continue. You have to increase your speed. Now you have come to your 9th standard. The next year you are going to write down your 10th standard. So be careful. These are the crucial years. These are very, very important years. So just concentrate in your studies. Okay, let's come to exercise 1.1. Write on the first question. You have to write on the question also. Which of the following are sets? Which of the following are sets? Okay, the first one, I'll write the first one as classwork. You have to write the second, third and the fourth as homework. Take on the homework, children. I'll just write the homework part here. Exercise 1.1, question number 1, the second subpart, the third subpart and the fourth subpart is your homework. From 1.1, question number 1, second subpart, third subpart and fourth subpart is your homework. And how are you going to write down your homework? You can just divide your classwork into 2. The first half can be used for the classwork and from the half of your book you can use it as homework. No need to take 2 books now. You just maintain a single note for a classwork and the homework. Listen to me carefully, children. You have to maintain the same note. From the first you are going to use your classwork. Divide the book into 2. The half part is your homework part. You can write the homework from there. You have, whenever you write the homework, you have to put the date over there and you have to write down the homework and you have to take the snapshot of your homeworks and you have to send to the given number. So we will be correcting your homeworks every day. So you have to submit your homework every day. That is a must duty that you have to do. Okay, let's see the first subpart. The collection of prime numbers up to 100. The collection of prime numbers up to 100. Okay, here no need to go on writing. The question is which of the following are set. So we have to find out is it a set or no. Okay, because if you have been in collection of all the rivers in India, I just can't go on writing all the name of the rivers. Yes. So what we can do is we can just explain this statement, and for this one sum I am going to write down the prime numbers so that you will get an idea of what are the prime numbers. Okay, so let's write down all the prime numbers first, and for the remaining sum you have to just give the direct explanation whether it's a set or not. For the first sum I am going to write down all the prime numbers because we should know what are the prime numbers. For that reason, so I am going to take a set A and I am going to write down all the numbers up to 100. So till 100 I am going to write down all the prime numbers. So let's go on, list out the prime numbers. Come on. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. It's not stop. We have so more. We have to go till 100. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43. We have many. We have around 25 numbers. So 25, we have 25. So 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. So we have listed, I have listed mostly all the prime numbers. So right, see, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. So these are the prime numbers up to 100. So how you will explain the statement? The statement is well defined. Yes, I am going to get the same answer. So the statement is well defined, therefore it is a set. So we have completed our sum number 1, and subpart 2, 3 and 4 is your homework. Along with this, you are going to write down all the points to remember one time. Okay children, so you have to write down all the definitions. How many points we have written? Totally 8 points. So you have to write down all the 8 points one time. So that's your homework. Write your homework and submit it properly. Okay children, we stop our class over here.